I can just begin. So what we're doing is what we call the advanced, Excel. This is
Mm-hmm.
simply what we call in the Excel training. Now on Excel training, we'll talk of two major items.
Mm-hmm.
There is what we call in the basic analytical functions.
Mm-hmm.
Analytical functions. Now we'll still talk of what we call the some advanced analytical functions. Advanced analytical function. This is the basic, then advanced analytical functions. So today we'll begin with this part of basic analytical functions. Now on basic analytical functions, we'll talk of the following. Number one will be on what we call the introduction to Excel. Number two will be on what we call the formatting. Three will talk of basic calculations. Four will talk of what we call the percentage calculation. Number five will be on what we call the data validations. Six will be something we call the if statements. And seven will now be on what we call the functions. Functions. Now for the functions here, we'll talk of what is called the sum if, talk of the sum ifs, talk of the sum product, talk of the average or the count, talk of the count. The count, there is a count A, the counter. There is also what we call the count if, and also the count ifs. We'll still talk of the average. There is the average if, and we'll still talk of the average ifs. The average if, the average ifs. So those are what we will talk of the part of the basic analytical functions. I'm hoping you've been able to highlight that.
Yes, I've done that.
All right. So let's just begin straight to what we call in the introduction to Excel. Now, what I've just opened is what we call a sheet. Huh? I just want
Mm-hmm.
to open another sheet here, which
Mm-hmm.
will help us to explain what we need to know here. So
Okay.
let me talk of this sheet as introduction to Excel, huh? Because that is
Okay.
where we need to begin. Huh?
Okay. And where have you renamed it?
Or you just click on the sheet, like for example, once you have opened that another sheet,
Yes.
you just double click on that, then you can edit.
Oh, okay.
You done so?
Yes, I've done so.
So, introduction to Excel. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I want to talk over the following introduction to Excel. We can talk of the following. Number one will be the versions of Excel. Number two, we will talk of what we call in the typing and also talk of pasting. This is pasting. Sorry, this is pasting. We'll talk of the pasting there. I will also talk of what we call the autofill. I will also talk of auto numbers. I will also talk of link type. And then number 7, we'll talk of the transpose paste. That is what I want to talk about there. Now, when we talk of a version of Excel, just on understanding the type of Excel that you are using. Generally, what I mean is the office. Understand that the office that you are using. And to know the office that you are using, this is how you do. You go to the file. You will go to where we have been more here. Then you will click on what we call in the account. If you look at the account, you will see the product that is activated, like mine. I'm using the Microsoft Professional Plus 2024. So generally you need to ensure the one that you are currently using is as from 2021.
Yes, it's Microsoft Office Home and Student 2021.
Oh, okay. That one is much okay. There is no problem then. Without the previous one, there are some updates that Microsoft made. Most of the cases you find that for those previous ones, they do not have such word. Majorly is on functions. You find there are some functions that are there, but in others they are not there. So that is how you confirm the version of Excel that you are using. Again, what you need to also know, Excel is made up of what we call the cells. When I click this part that you can see the rectangular, these are what we call the what? The cells. So this is a cell. I mean this cell. That is a cell. Then Excel is made up of what we call the rows and column. Now, the horizontal arrangement of these Excel cells is what we call a row. So the one that I've been able to highlight it, you just place your cursor on the far corner the way I've done. Then you just highlight, okay? You just click. You will be able to highlight the whole of it. So that is an Excel. That is what we call a row. So if you want to know the rows that this Excel is having, on your keyboard, you can see there is what we call the controls, CTR.
Yes.
So place on control. Then on your keyboard also you can see there are 4 arrows. There is an arrow in one area. There is an arrow showing the right. There is another one to the the other one upwards and the other one downwards, right?
Yes.
So you place the one that is looking downwards as you would your Excel.
As I
I
would
mean,
make console.
as you would control.
Ah.
Umeona zako zinakuja the same na zangu eh?
Yeah.
So if you want to go back, still you hold the control, you place the arrow up.
Okay.
It will turn you back. Sawa. Now
Okay.
there is also the vertical arrangement of cells.
Mm-hmm.
Is what we call a column. Sawa. So the column here, if I place on control now, then I place on the arrow to the right, I will know the columns that are there. So arrow to the right. You can see is XFD. Those are the number of columns that this Excel is having. So
Just do that again.
oh, I've done. If there is a word in here, it will have to first take you there. Eh? But it's just the same way I've done. Eh? You place on control, the arrow to the right.
Okay, just a minute. I've seen.
Yeah, so that is if you want to go back, is the arrow to the left. Eh?
Okay.
Now, in highlighting the columns, you have to place your cursor here. So, and then you will right click. So left click, I mean, you will have highlighted the row. Some cases I've said, and that this is the entire row. So
Yes.
if you are also highlighting the whole the right the row, you also have to place the cursor on the far corner there. Then you left click. Okay. Now, if you want to edit, this is now the Excel, the whole Excel, or you want first to highlight the whole Excel sheet. You place your cursor here on this far corner there. Then you will right click the entire Excel sheet. So if probably you may want to change the sizes of the rows and column. This is after you have highlighted the whole Excel sheet. So this is how you do. You place your cursor for the column. Place your cursor on this far corner of the first column. Then you have to ensure that it shows you that cross. Yung saraba. Then you left click and on the cursor depending on how you want that size to be. All your column will be on the same size. Same case, if you want to do the same for the rows, you will also place on that first row, the way I've done, you ensure that you have in the cross. Then you do what? Scroll down. So it will be of the same size.
And I must have highlighted all the cells.
And you must have highlighted all of them.
Okay.
So if you want to go back to its original form, you simply undo. You can see where my cursor is.
Yeah.
So you just undo. It will just return you to its original format. So that means if, for example, here, I've written some items. If you look at them, they are covering the other columns. So I need to adjust these ones to fit on the column. So I need to highlight on that. See what I've done?
Yes.
Then place on my cursor, I can drag it that way. I will have fixed it to fit my data depending on how I've been able to type it. Or else there is another way I've just done undo. There is another way that you can also do it. You will place your cursor, you highlight first, the way we've done. Then you place the cursor on this far corner. The way I've done, you ensure that you have in that cross. And then double click. Double click means you left click.
Oh, okay.
It will automatically fill that way.
Mm.
So that is when you want the data to fit in your column. All right.
Okay.
So now what we call the typing, that is where you want to do. So the first thing that you do, you have to click on the where you want to type, the cell that you want to type. Also, if you click
Yes.
it now, you cannot end it. You have to click again, the way I've done, to ensure that now it shows you that word, that stroke. Huh? Now you can be able to write on, type on that cell. For example, can talk of Japheth there. You can talk of what in generally what we are doing, the Excel training. Oh, if in this case you do a mistake like the way I've done here, you have to come back, you click on that particular cell, you double click here. You can just place your cursor on there where you have made the mistake. Like in my case, the way I've done there, you delete all of them. Delete you using the backspace. Huh?
Okay.
And you are inaonyeshana to your left yenye iko huko juu ya enter. So you delete it. Then you can now type again the Excel training. So wherever you make a mistake, that is where you can place your cursor and then delete and put the right word value. So that is what we call in the typing. Now in copying, for example, if I want to copy this data, I take it to another Excel. I want to take it to another column or cell. There are two ways that you can do in copying. One, you can use what we call the Control C.
Okay.
Control C. Then you will take your cursor to where you want to paste your data, the way I've done. For example, I want to paste it here. Then you use the Control V. That way. You will do what we call the copy and paste.
Yeah.
Or else, there is also another way that you can also be able to do. The other way is you can, let me do and undo that. If sorry, Excel training. If it still showing you this copy sign here, if it's showing you, you just place on escape. Yes, yeah, it will just remove that. Huh?
Okay.
So there is also another way that you can do, which is you can right click. Once you right click, copy, right? Where you want to paste it, you will also right click. Then you can do the paste. You can see this is now what we call in the paste P. So you will paste it there. Now on pasting, it will depend on the type of the data. So if you are pasting what we call the values we mean numbers. This is the one that we use. This 1, 2, 3. Ndio maana ukiangalia hapa once I place on the cursor, it is talking about the values. If there is a formula you are pasting, you use the formula. So if there is any the transpose, these ones I will talk about them. For these three, I will talk about that. Yeah. Yeah, but that is how we do. So generally for this one, we use the first one. You first. I've said if this one is not removing itself, just escape. It will be removed. So that is simply what we do, the copy, the typing, and I think also here you should have added copying and pasting. Because that is what we've done, the copying and pasting. So already we've done. There is the typing and there is now that copying and pasting. So already we've done that.
Yes.
So let's also go to what we call the autofill. Now Excel is designed in a way that you don't have to struggle in typing each and every number all through, or weeks or months, depending on the information that you have been able to feed it. Now, this is generally what I mean. For example, I want to type my Excel here 1 to 20. I don't have to type 1, 2 up to 20. So this is how you do. You type 1 and 2, then you highlight it. That's the way I've done. You've typed 1 and 2 and highlighted that.
Yes.
So you just come place your cursor on the far corner, ensure imekuonyesha hiyo msaraba, then you can drag it down up to 20 depending on how you want it. This is what we call it is generally the autofill and also what we call the auto numbers, because here we are using numbers. So it will give you 1 to 20. Now, if for example you having a data that it probably may exceed 10,000 or more, or 1,000, and in this case, in most of the cases, when you drag it, it will take you a lot of time because you have to go down all these Excel until the 10,000. So instead now we can use what we call a sequence function. The sequence function will also help you in doing what we call the auto numbering. For example, this is how we use it. You just say is equals sequence. You've seen it? This sequence
I haven't. How have you put the first part?
is equal sign.
Oh, okay. All right.
You've seen the equal sign?
Yeah.
Any function that you use in Excel, we always begin with these equals.
Okay.
So you will type sequence. You've seen the sequence?
Just a minute. It's not coming for sequence. The equals, you've put it from your keyboard.
Equal is just on where you have in plus.
Yeah, I've put it on my keyboard, but when I put sequence, I'm not seeing. I'm seeing SEC, not SEQ.
Or it's not on that one. Okay.
Because I have search, SEC, SECH, second, seresum.
I'm going to say SEQU. It's not there.
No.
Okay. So what we can do, it seems that Excel, hiyo ni ya 2021. Seems haina nini ya. But it's
But
okay.
you can show me, I can try it on a different computer. I can see if in the office I have a more updated version. Then I can try that in the office.
No problem then. So this is how we do. You will type the sequences the way I've done. Now the rows is then, because here we want the data to be arranged in a row way. We want, let's say, like 10,000 because is numbers. Row is when it is vertically arranged there. So we want the 10,000 of them. So. Now in this one is we want them in one column. Where do we want to start? We want it to start from number 1. Steps leaving each other by 1. Okay. Then you close the brackets. The way I've done, I can place enter. If I place my control arrow down, you can see my data is up to how much?
10,000.
10,000. So instead of now using your cursor scrolling all the way to 10,000, you can use the sequence formula, which is more faster to get all that data. So that is how we apply the sequence function.
Okay.
So you can as well go and try in the office. Now, the other thing is when you are also talking about the months in a year, you just need to type the first month, yeah? Like for example, the way I've done. Then you place your cursor on this far corner. The others will automatically be out of field the way that I've been able to do it here. You've seen?
Yes.
So you can as well autofill that. Same case if you talk of the days in a week, you also need to just autofill the way I've done up to Sunday that way. So you will just be able to autofill. Is that okay?
Yes.
That is on what we call the auto numbers and autofill. Now, the other one is on what we call the link type. Now, link type is when probably you are typing data in different Excels. Like, for example, I'm having this Excel, and I also want this the same data here to appear on my other Excel here. This one I'm calling the sheet 3. You can do what we call a link type. Whatever you will be writing or typing on this Excel will be automatically appearing on this other what? Excel. You do what we call a link type. So this is how we do what we call a link type. Link type, for example, in my case, you have to ensure you are aware of what we've been able to highlight. In my case here, wherever you are being able to place your cursor, obviously you will be able to see it here. Where I've been able to highlight. So you need to highlight where you want that data to appear. I want it to appear from K1, all of it, the way I've done. You can just highlight that way, the way I've done. Now, you know how to highlight?
Yes.
So you just highlight the way I've done. Then you will say copy. All right?
Yes.
So I will go to the next Excel where I want to link type. From where I was able to copy, this was in from K1. I will right click, then do what we call a paste link. Can see the paste link there? Yes?
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah, paste link, click on it. All right? Been able to do so?
Can we redo that?
Okay. So this is it. Let me begin. So ensure that you are aware of where you are copying. So I'm copying from K1. So you just highlight on where I'm copying the way I've done.
Mhm.
can just highlight it the way I've done that way, just on particular part. Then you place on, you right click,
Mhm.
then you can do what we call copy.
Okay.
Once you do so, the
Mhm.
Excel sheet that you want to paste link from where
Mhm.
you begin, mine I begin it from the K
Okay.
on that cell, to only on that cell. You do
Mm.
what we call just on the cell. You right click, then
Okay.
you see the paste link
Mm.
that way.
No, I'd picked the wrong cell.
Yeah, it should be the same one from where you've been able to do
Mm.
so. Okay. So
Okay.
once you do so,
Mhm.
anything that now, let me escape here. Anything that I'm going to write here, it has to appear on this other exam, and is only on where I've been able to highlight. On that particular area that I've been able to highlight. For
Mhm.
example, if I write Japheth here, you will
Mhm.
see the Japheth is appearing on this exam. If I'm talking of Monday, generally
Mm.
it will be appearing on this other what? Excel sheet. So this is what we call in the link type.
Ah, okay.
Is that okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so
it's
if
all.
you don't want to be repeating yourself on the same feed, type in the same data, you can definitely do what we call a link type. Now,
Okay.
the other thing is on what we call in the, should be the transport space
Mhm.
here. Now, transport space is when you want to move a data which is vertically arranged to or be horizontally arranged. Like for example, if you see on this data here,
Mm.
it is vertically arranged.
Mm.
I may want it to be horizontally arranged. So you just highlight the way I've done. You just
Mhm.
highlight it the way I've done.
Mm.
Then you will copy. Then on where you want it to be horizontally arranged, you can just come here and do, this is the transpose. Can see?
Mhm.
On the paste option, we have the transpose there. So you
Mhm.
just place
Yeah.
on the transpose.
Mm.
You see?
Yeah.
If you want to move it from being horizontally arranged,
Mhm.
vertically arranged, you'll also
Mm.
do the same. You copy
Mhm.
and copy the way I've
Mm.
done. Then you can as well, based on you right click, then you will also do what we call the transpose paste that way.
Mm.
So that is generally on what we call the transpose paste.
Mm.
Is that okay?
Yes.
So that is basically now on what we call the introduction to Excel. Those are the major things that you are required
Mm.
to understand there. So I'm hoping
Okay.
that one is clear before we proceed.
That one is clear. The only thing I want you to remind me,
Mhm,
when a word doesn't fully fit on a cell, you
mhm.
said I can do that literally by placing
UAI,
the. Uh-huh.
you can see like mine here.
Yeah.
So there you can highlight that,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
even Excel.
Mhm.
Then you place on the far corner here.
Mhm.
Then you can double click. Double click, you just left click 2 times.
Ah, okay.
That is how you can do it.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
So that is on now the introduction. This one we are done
Mm.
on that one. Introduction to exam. Now let's get to the formatting.
Okay.
Let me have it here. I'll call it the formatting. Okay. Now for the formatting, we will talk of the following. Formatting is on how we put what we call the background color. There is also what we call the font color. But there is how to put what we call for example, the Kenya shillings. Kenya shillings, let me just call it that way. In Excel, they use this word, the KES. If you want to put the shillings in what we call the thousands we know in most of the cases, there are those that use what? Thousands we use K, right? K, that way in thousands. How we put them in what we call the millions. Millions. Yeah, in M. When I talk of millions here, I'm talking of M. Millions. That is on millions. On millions. So that way. So that is now what I want we talk. Yeah, so I can just have a very simple table so that it can help us in doing all that. And just have a very just a table so that it will help us in doing all that. So and also I've forgotten the others here before I even forget. There is other things that I've not told you. Yeah. Now, if you want to insert an Excel, I mean a row, this is how you do. For example, you will just come here. For example, is a mistake or there is a data that you had already omitted and you want to add it. So you will just come here the way I've done. You have to ensure that you highlight on that particular word row the way I've done. You seen that?
Yeah.
And on here you will see what we call the insert. Can you see that?
Yes.
Where my cursor is then placed on the insert. Right? So
Okay.
you just insert depending on the rows that you want. Same way to the column. If you want to insert a column, you have to just highlight on the column, then click on what we call the insert. Right? You'll be able to insert that. So I'm doing this because I wanted to add some two others here on how we do put the decimal point, decimal places, and how we also put the percentages to be more good that we talk about them here. How we put the percentages. And I can also have this was a number, or this should be 4. It should be number 5. Should be number 6. Should be number 7. That way. Number 8, I can also add on how we put a border. How we put a border that way. All right. So I can just have a table here. Just have a table. For example, here maybe I can talk about the products. I can talk of the price per unit. I can also talk of the amount. Let me just begin it this way. Product. Yeah, I have the quantity. We have the price per unit, the amount. We can probably get the percentages. Or before the percentages, I'll just show you on how to get the percentages there. I can also have the amount in Kenyan shillings. How we put them in thousands, millions. Yeah, and then that will be enough. Yeah, that is okay. So let me just talk over. Probably you are talking about rice. You have 1,000 quantity, each trading at 200. Can have it there. Can have what we call the unga. I just need to have a small one. As I say, I'm having 25 kgs, each at 220. I can also have what we call water. Say you're having 10,000 of them, each at 80. Can also say that you have in what sugar, talk of 15,000 of them, each at 300. That way, I can just have that simple one. Now, to get the amount, this is how we can do. However, we'll still be able to talk about this. You are multiplying. And in multiplication, you just say is equals this amount, the quantity. You click on the quantity, multiply. Multiply, we use the star. Can you see the star?
Yes.
And then you multiply by this 200 that way. Have you seen that? So once you do the first one, you can autofill. You just place your cursor on the far corner, then you do an autofill. Seen that?
Yes.
So I need to copy this on the same Excel on this here, so that we put them it in Kenyan shillings. I think it has multiplied. Let me not multiply that. I need to copy the data as it is. I need these ones as they are. Let me see if we can copy them as they are. Yeah, that way. So I want to put what we call the Kenyan shillings there. This is how we do. You will just come here. You highlight on that data we have done.
Just give me a minute. I want to copy.
Or copy. What you do, you will just highlight it. You highlight it the way you have done. Control. See, I mean not control. You just right click and copy. Then you will come on that particular column.
Mm.
Let me clear this first. I can clear that. So on the same, let me begin. You just copy here. The way I've done, copy. Then you'll come here. You are copying now values. These are values.
Yes.
So you
Okay.
click on now values. Right?
Yeah.
So if you you want to put what we call in the Kenyan shillings, you will highlight on that particular area. Then you will come to where we have in this dollar sign. Can see it?
Yes.
So you just click here. Then you go to what we call the more accounting format. Then yeah, you just click that way, and then you can type the KES. If you do not see it, just scroll down. You'll be able to find the KES. We have seen it here. It is this one. You've seen the KES?
I'm looking for it.
Yeah, just you can press the arrow down, huh? Or you type KES. Over some
I've
case,
seen the KSH Kiswahili.
no, should be the K.
KES. Let me look for it. Mm. Okay, I've seen it.
You've seen it. Just place on it.
Yes.
So you can see now it's showing you the values in Kenyan note shillings. All right.
Yes.
Now, if you want this value to appear in thousands, and also do the same. Like for example, we know when we talk of 200, that is how much? It should be 200K, right?
Yes.
Because when we talk of what we call the thousands, so we can as well write them in what we call the thousands. So this is how we write them in thousands. So you just come here, you highlight on. Let me copy again. Let me first copy. You can as well paste the data that way here, right? You will highlight on that data. Okay. Let's on control one.
Control 1.
You've done so.
Yes.
Then you will go to what we call the customize. So for thousands, you will just come here. See these are where you have in the type. So
Under
you just
custom.
custom where you have in the type, place your cursor there. So for thousand, this is how we do it. Normally begin with the 0 point. You normally begin with 2 zeros. You will put a comma. Then into brackets. I mean into quotes. You can put the K. You can see the K there. The way I've done. it will now give you the value in 200,000 this way. So if I do that, I can press OK.
Mhm.
And see, is giving you the values in thousands.
Oh,
Come on, in
okay.
200K, 550K. Just the same thing that you do in the case of millions.
Mhm.
And again, also, let me also talk of million. Let me just see. You'll do the same for the millions. Now, for the million, this is also how we do it. You will still highlight it here, the way I've done. You will press Control 1. You will just come here, you do this customize. On where we have in the type here. This is now what you will type. Now, for this one, for the million, the only difference will be here. You normally begin with 0.00 marambili. The only difference here will be in millions we use 2 commas. For the
Okay.
thousand you use 1 comma. Millions you use
2 commas.
2 commas. So you will put it into quotes. Then you write it M that way.
Oh, M.
Because it is in million.
Okay.
So it should give you, then you see, okay, it has to give you the amounts in millions.
Okay.
So generally, if for example, now this is majorly when we want to put, for example, these values in negative. You know, like for example, this is negative. That 2,200,000. So if we want the negative to appear in form of brackets, sijui kama unaelewa chenye namaanisha, instead of it being a minus, you want it to appear in form of brackets. Unaielewa?
Bado hapo umeniacha nyuma.
Okay,
Please start again.
hizi zenye ziko hapo umezielewa?
Hizi nimeelewa.
All right. On that one, I'll show you where we will be able to talk about it. Hiyo ya kutumia ikiwa negative in brackets. Now, kwa font color. Font color ni, for example, if we want to highlight this to be having a different color. Kama product, instead of it being in black, you may want it in blue or red. Unakujanga hapa kwa hii font color. Sawa. Generally, you change it depending on how you want it to be. If you want it to be red, right, and all that, that is now the font color. It is depending on how you want that particular data to appear. Then, on background is just on the whole area. Maybe on a cell or it may be on the whole data. So if you want to change the color of this, not to be as it is, or to be that it is something that it can be seen, use what we call the fill color. Awesome. Like for example, I can use that one. That is, you've been able to put what we call the background color. So background color, we use the fill color. When you want to change the font, it's just on the numbering. Okay. Then, yes, is okay.
Yes, that's okay.
Then on border is when you want to ensure these are in probably like a table, yeah. You put what we call the border, and this is how you do. For the border, you can use there are 2 ways you can do so. You can use a Control 1. Then you will come to here where we have in border. So If I click here, it will just be on the outside side. This is now on the inside side.
Okay.
The type of the border that you use, you may want very dark, maybe in dotted line and so forth. Depending on whichever that you use, you can just click it. Then you will say okay. So all your data will be in border, right? Or
Okay.
else I've just done undo. Or else you can, as well as you have highlighted on your data, you can choose these. These are also what we call in the borders. So if you want on all of it, you use all the borders. So it will just be appearing the same. So that is how we do the formatting. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is on now that part. So we've done on decimal point. On decimal point. This one I can just write it here. For example, if you have in these uh these are decimal, like I've just written a value which is more, probably can be more there in 4 decimal places here. So now if I want to increase on this value, there is this one we call increasing the decimal point, depending on how you want it in 4 decimal places, or you can decrease to a whole value. That way. That way.
Which one are you? Okay, just a minute.
Just below the number there,
Uh-huh.
you can either decrease your this is when you are increasing the decimals. If you want it in those 9 decimal places, you can have it there. 4 decimal places. If you want it in 2 decimal places, you can as well have it. They have been able to have it. Or if you want it in a whole word value.
Just a minute. For me, under number, it's gray. I can't manage to click the way you're clicking.
They are, does it have the points?
Yes, I've put like 678.987 along point something.
Now in your case, it is not showing you anything. You have clicked on it.
Yes, I'm on that cell.
Reduce. First, you have to decrease.
Decrease?
On the
You see
cell,
the
what? On the cell itself, like mine, is it showing you? Is showing you how much?
let me look at yours. Yours is 6769. It's 6769. But when I go to number, I can't click on it. You know the way it becomes a light gray. That's how it looks like.
Oh, it looks like a light. Or this one, the
Gray.
way it is. Or you can't click on that cursor.
Yeah. So in my cell, I haven't put a decimal point. Do I put?
Make sure that you put a decimal point.
Okay, I've put. But still, my number is gray.
There is no problem. Can you be able to increase or decrease?
No. I
Your
can't
number is
manage to
green.
click on that. Sorry?
Your number is green, eh?
Not green, gray.
Mm.
You know the way
Check on, for example, you can see where my cursor is here.
yeah.
Does your number has a point like mine the way it is having?
Yes.
Yours is how much?
6769.9999.
Okay, can you just type it on a different exam? I mean cell.
Okay. Oh, when I go to a different cell, it's okay. Let me try 876. Okay. When I'm on a different cell, it's
Mhm.
fine. But the minute I start typing,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes gray.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like in a way now, you know the way the figures up above number, when I haven't typed
it
anything,
means
they are black.
it seems that you had highlighted the whole area.
Mm,
But it's okay. It's okay.
mm.
Yeah, the only thing that I want you to see is whether you can you understanding the concept of reducing or increasing the decimal.
Yes, I understand the concept. I
Mhm.
just don't understand why it's not working on my sheet.
You are unable to do it to decrease or increase, huh?
Yeah, because
Uh-huh.
like for instance, when I haven't typed anything, it's
Uh-huh.
okay. It's
Uh-huh.
even showing me the decrease decimal, increase decimal. But the
Uh-huh.
minute I type something,
Uh-huh.
okay, no, it started working. It had totally refused working, but no, it started.
Oh, it's working, huh?
Yeah, no, it's working. Yeah, it had. I wasn't able to edit, but no, it worked. Thank you.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, that is how we reduce the decimal point. And
Mhm.
generally, you can do so in a column basis. So,
Mhm.
for example, if I wanted to increase the decimal here, you
Mhm.
need to just highlight it. Then
Mhm.
you can increase increase the decimal that way. You can see, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
That is how you can do it.
All right. It's worked.
So that is now on formatting.
Mm.
So the others will now come and do. Tomorrow I will have a different class in the morning, so we can do
Uh-huh.
it on Wednesday,
Okay.
the same time, Wednesday and
Oh,
Thursday.
Wednesday and Thursday.
Yes, yes.
We haven't done percentage. Will we do it in the next
Yeah,
class?
I will do it on the other class. Here on
Okay.
where we have in the percentage calculations.
Okay.
Yes. So you
Then
can now. Yes.
uh-huh. I wanted to request, is it possible to get today's class, the audio, so that I can practice?
Yeah, I will share with you. That is why
Oh,
I did the recording.
thank you very much.
Welcome then. So I will share in the course of the day. So you have a
Okay.
good day, yeah?
You too. So we meet on Wednesday, same time.
Yes, yes.
All right, so thank you.
Welcome.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. And